Hi, in this lesson you learn about forms of equations. Let's get started. Key terms are standard form, slope-intercept form, x-intercept, and y-intercept. Before we get into the detail, let's talk about what are the forms of linear equations. So for this class, we're going to look at standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. An example is 3x minus 4y is equal to 12. That's a standard form. And the second form we're looking at is slope-intercept form. You have y equals mx b plus form. An example is y is equal to negative 2x plus 8. These are the two forms we're going to look at. So next concept we're going to look at will be intercepts of linear equations. Let's look at x-intercept. An x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. Here in this graph, the x-intercept is negative 3 and 0. Now, the x value is negative 3, the y value is 0. So for x-intercept, always the y value is going to be 0. Y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis. On this graph, the y-intercept is going to be 0 and 4. If you notice, the value of x is always going to be 0. Keep in mind, x-intercept, y is equal to 0. Y-intercept, x is equal to 0. We're going to find linear equations when some values are given to us. In the first example, the slope is negative 2, the y-intercept is negative 5. And we're going to find the equation. So we know y equals mx b plus. This is the formula we can use. Now the slope is given to us. Slope is negative 2, and the y-intercept is b, which is negative 5. Now when these two values are given, it's very straightforward. We can say y equals slope is negative 2x and negative 5. That would be the equation of the line. Let's do example 2. Example 2, slope is given to us 4, and the line passes through 11 and negative 2. Again, let's find out the slope is 4 and the value of the point is 11 and negative 2. So this is the x value, this is the y value. So how do you find the equation? We can use y equals mx b plus form. So here's the x value and the y value. The y value is negative 2, the slope is 4, and x value is 11. And we can find the y-intercept. Negative 2 equals, that's 44 plus b. Now let's subtract 44 from both sides. So we have b equals negative 46. Now we have the slope and we have the y-intercept. We can find the equation. Y equals mx b plus, y equals m is 4, x minus 46. That would be the equation. Example 3, y-intercept is 3 and the line passes through 3, 1. Now let's look at this. Here is the y-intercept, 0 and 3, and the line passes through 3 and 1. Now when these two values are given, we can say 0, 3, and 3 and 1. So here's x1, y1, x2, y2. So we can find the slope of the line. So we can say y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. When we find the slope, 3 minus y2 minus y1, and y2 is 1 minus 3, and x2 is 3 minus 0. this is going to be -2/3. That'll be the slope. Now we know the slope of the line, -2/3. So we know the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 3 because that's where the graph crosses the y-axis. So we can say y equals mxb plus form. So we can say y equals -2/3x plus 3. That will be the equation of the line. Example 4. Slope is undefined and the line passes through 3 and -3. So 3 and -3 is somewhere right here. Okay, so now here is the value of x. The graph is going to be at 3. So when we have a vertical line, the slope is undefined, the equation is going to be at 3. Example 5. Slope is 2, the x-intercept is -4. So let's see. Slope is 2, -4 and 0. Remember, when we have x-intercept, y value is going to be 0. That's x and y. So we can say y equals mxb plus 4. So y is 0, m is 2, x is -4 plus b. So we can find the y-intercept. 0 equals -8 plus b plus 8 plus 8 to both sides. B is equal to 8. Now we have the slope and the y-intercept. We can find the equation. Y equals mxb plus form. Y is equal to 2x and plus 8. That will be the equation of the line. Example 6. The line passes through these 2 points and we're supposed to find the equation of the line. So we can find the slope, x1, y1, x2, y2, and the slope is going to be y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So we have -7 minus -1, 2 minus 1. We have -7 plus 1 over 1. That's going to be -6 over 1. The slope is -6. Now we have the slope. So we can find the y-intercept, but we can just select one of the points. So we can say we can take one of the points is 1 and -1. It does not matter which point we pick, as long as we pick one of them. This is x value, this is the y value. Again, we can say y equals mxb plus 4. So the y value is -1. The slope is negative, so we just found out. X value is 1 plus b. That's what we're supposed to find first. That's going to be -6 plus b, and that's going to be +6 and +6 to both sides, and b is equal to 5. Now we have the slope and the y-intercept. We can find the equation. Y equals mxb plus form. Y is equal to m is -6x plus 5. That will be the equation of the line. Example 7. Parallel line to given. Example 7. Parallel to line given 3x minus 2y equals 17, and the line passes through 1 and 2. So let's understand this question. Here's the xy axis. Okay, we have 2 lines. Let's call it line 1 and line 2. The 2 lines are parallel, we're told. Now if they are parallel, the slope of the first one, the slope of the second one is going to be equal. What we know is the second line passes through point 1 and 2. Okay, let's find out the slope of the first line. So we have 3x minus 2y equals 17. This is in a standard form. We have to convert it to slope-intercept form. So let's do that. Minus 3x minus 3x. So this cancels out. We have negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 17. Divide all terms by negative 2. So we have y equals 3 over 2x minus 17 over 2. Now this is a slope-intercept form. So the slope of this equation is 3 over 2. So the slope of the first one is 3 over 2. The slope of the second one is going to be 3 over 2 because the two lines are parallel. Now once we determine the two slopes, which is the same, now we can use the slope and with the line that passes through 1 and 2, we can find the equation. So the equation of the second line, when it has slope of 3 over 2, and if it passes through 1 and 2, we can use y equals mx b plus form. This is the value of x, the value of y. Let's plug it in. 2 equals 3 over 2 times 1 plus b. What I did was substitute the values of x and y. 2 equals 3 over 2 plus b. Now I'm going to subtract 3 over 2 from both sides. So this is going to be 2 minus 3 over 2 equals b. Put over 1, and I'm going to multiply numerator denominator by 2 because they don't have the same denominator. So I have 4 over 2 minus 3 over 2, and this is going to give me 1 over 2. That will be the y-intercept. Now I have the y-intercept and we have the slope, so we can find the equation of the second line. That's going to be y equals mx b plus form. So this is going to be y equals the slope of the second one is the slope of the first one is 3 over 2x, and the y-intercept is 1/2. This will be the equation of the second line. Example 8. Perpendicular to the line given y equals 1/2 x plus 3 and having the y-intercept of 2. So similar to question number 7, but this time it is perpendicular to each other. Now we know when two lines are perpendicular, the slopes are going to be reciprocal to each other. So let's say this is going to be slope of 1 and this is going to be the slope of 2. This is line 1 and line 2, okay? Now we know the first one, it has y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Let's say this is the equation of the first one. The equation of the second one will have a different slope, and this one has 1/2. The second one, because it's perpendicular, it's going to be reciprocal and negative. That's going to be -2. The slope is going to be reciprocal, which is changing the denominator and numerator, and the y-intercept is going to be 0 and 2. Now we have x value and y value, so we can say y equals mx b plus form. So we plug in the values. Y is 2, m is -2, x 0 plus b. So 2 equals 0 plus b, and b is equal to 2. Now we have y equals mx b plus form again. Y is equal to -2x plus 2 will be the equation of the second line. Example number 9. Parallel to x plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, having the y-intercept of 100. We have two lines, and they are parallel to each other. Okay. Here's line 1, line 2. Both of them have same slope because parallel lines have the same slope. Now, the first one has an equation of x plus y minus 1 is equal to 0. Let's rewrite this in terms of y equals mxb plus 4. So plus 1 plus 1. So this gives us x plus y is equal to 1. So let's subtract x from both sides. Y is equal to negative x plus 1. This is the equation of the first one, and the slope is going to be negative 1. Since both of them have the same slope because they are parallel to each other, so I'm going to use this slope, but for the second line, the y-intercept is 100. Y-intercept means x is equal to 0, y-intercept is 100. So here's the x and here's y. And the slope is negative 1. Therefore, we can say y equals mx b plus form. So y is 100 equals m is 1 times 0 plus b. Therefore, b is equal to 100. We know that. So we can say y equals mx b plus form. So when we plug in, we're going to plug in m is 1 and 1 times x plus 100. So that's going to be x plus 100 will be the second equation. Number 10, convert y equals negative 8x plus 2 into standard form. This is given to us in slope-intercept form, and we are supposed to find the standard form. To do that, let's add x to both sides. So this is going to give us 8x plus y equals 2, and that will be the standard form. Example 11, convert 44x minus 2y equals 9 to slope-intercept form. So this is given to us in a standard form, and it's going to we are going to convert it to slope-intercept form. To do that, I'm going to subtract 44x and subtract 44x to both sides. This cancels out. I have negative 2y equals negative 44x plus 9. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide all of them by negative 2. Y equals 22x minus 9 over 2. Last question. X-intercept is 5 and y-intercept is 6. And we're supposed to find the equation. So when x-intercept is 5, x-intercept, that's the y value is 0, and well, y-intercept is 6, x is equal to 0. So basically, if we were going to draw the graph, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, the graph is going to go through these 2 points. Okay, so we're supposed to find, first we can find the slope, x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's find the slope. The slope is 6 y2 minus y1 and 0 minus 5. And that's going to be 6 over negative 5. Now we can find one of the points. You can use one of the points. So let's use 5 and 0 to find the equation. Here's x value, here's y value. The slope y equals mx b plus form, and the y, here's x value, here's the y value. Y value is 0 and negative 5 over negative 6 over 5 times 5 plus b. So this cancels out. 0 equals negative 6 plus b, and we add 6 to both sides. B is equal to 6. Now we have the slope and we have the y-intercept. Y equals mx b plus form. Y equals, that's going to be negative 6 over 5x plus 6. That will be the equation of the line.